I'm Andrew Allison. I'm the CEO of Cuvee Collective. We make wine NFTs for some of the best wine brands in wine country. Today, I get the opportunity to go visit the Hoopes family vineyard. Hoopes family's been a multi-generational farming family in Napa. They've got an amazing property that has an animal sanctuary, biodynamic farming practices, which includes a massive vegetable garden. Today, I get to go meet Lindsay Hoopes on a tour of their property. I'm so excited to see what our community can benefit from a Hoopes Vineyard NFT. Come with me while we go check it out. Lindsay, nice to see you.
Hi, how are you? So great to see you.
Yeah, it's so nice to actually meet you in person.
Absolutely. And here is a glass of our Hoopes Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé, released
Wow.
at the end of May 2021. We're so excited because of the fires. We haven't had any rosé for a couple of years, and this is our first made by Aaron Pott. So
This smells incredible.
you looked parched, so we better have a glass of this.
What a way to start. Well, thanks so much for having me out today.
Absolutely. Well, I thought you'd be thirsty. I was thinking we could go take this and go for a wander in the garden, go check out the property. The Oasis is a really special spot, and we have lots to show you.
Okay, thanks. Is this the farmer's market I've been hearing about?
This is our daily Thursday through Sunday farmers market, where we
Okay.
feature all of the produce that we actually grow in the garden that you are about to go see.
Here on property, you grow all of this?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Oasis concept is beyond wine. What we are trying to remind people of is that Napa is not exclusively a wine growing region. It is a beautiful basket for all produce, all animals, and we are basically capturing that in our tiny little part of the world here that we call the Oasis.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's go see it.
Let's go. So welcome to the Oasis Garden. You are walking into just one part. We'll go later to our larger production garden.
Okay.
But this is meant to be sort of an overview of what we do here at the Oasis. For example, we have fruit trees coming around the perimeter. They ripen. This is the earliest ripening, and they ripen throughout the seasons. And over here, we now have our fall crop. So that way people can understand how the different seasons influence different fruits and vegetables that come into being. We are very intentional about what we plant. So first, we look at native California fauna. We want to actually bring back a lot of the California wildflowers that are either extinct or potentially in danger of becoming endangered. And we also believe that using native plants is very important. We also plant a lot of culinary herbs, a lot of edible herbs, because we love this concept of farm to table living. And I think edible herbs are just a beautiful way of sort of putting the final touch onto any beautiful dish. And a lot of times people don't realize how versatile herbs and flowers can actually be.
And so I don't know if folks can hear it, but there's an audible buzzing from all the bees in the garden. So is that the main insect that you guys are focused on for the bees pollinating?
A lot of the plants that we've actually developed here or cultivated for this specific area, and most of them we grow from seed, are intended to attract certain insects. So not just bees, we actually are trying to attract as many different insects as we can. So we've created insectaries in some of these beds. We actually let some of our culinary herbs go to flower. A lot of people think that culinary herbs end their life cycle when they're no longer great to eat.
Yeah.
But they have actually a very important function in attracting and continuing to attract insects. So we have picked herbs and flowers that attract bees, that attract insects, but also we've partnered with the California Department of Food and Agriculture.
Really?
Yes, to create a huge monarch butterfly habitat. So we've planted milkweed and a number of other plants that monarchs specifically look to because they are becoming endangered, and they are a very important part of the California landscape and also a diverse ecosystem.
Oh, I had no idea. Thanks for sharing that with me. No, that's incredible. Well, can we head off and go see the animals?
Absolutely.
I would love to.
Well, welcome to the Oasis herd, which is actually our animal rescue sanctuary. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit, and all of the produce sales here at the Oasis actually go to fund the sanctuary. But if anybody wants to come and volunteer or people want to donate directly, it's a separate entity. But don't be fooled. All of the animals have their job. We actually use all of the animals to eat any leftover produce that we can't consume. We use their leftovers for producing all of our compost to keep the garden really healthy. And we actually love to invite them into the vineyard to reduce our mechanized tilling and actually have the animals go and work the earth for us.
That's so interesting. So how did you come by all of these animals?
Honestly, I basically, in my head, built the garden and animal sanctuary my mom wouldn't let me have.
Okay.
The federal government has a surplus of donkeys and horses that need to be rehomed. So we, due to climate change or whatever you want to call it, essentially the food sources for a lot of the donkeys that live on federal land have disappeared. And so we are, there is a federal program for adoption, and we adopted Jack to come and be the leader of our pack.
Okay. And so I also can see sheep, I can see goats, I can see turkeys, pigs. I mean, how do you manage this entire animal sanctuary in addition to your vineyard? Like this must be just a ton of work and a labor of love.
Well, I love rescue animals. I think most people think of dogs and cats as the animals that they can have in their home. And because we have space and because they seem like they're a great fit for the farm, we wanted to give a home for farm animals. And also due to the fires, there were a lot of animals locally that needed to be rehomed. So we got all of our horses, a lot of the donkeys from that, basically as a result of the fires, no longer had a place to live.
Oh, that's incredible. Well, thanks for sharing that.
I'm the second generation proprietor of Hoopes Family Vineyard. So we have been farming in Napa Valley for over 40 years, and we have had properties in the Oakville and Yountville areas. When I took over the winery about 12 years ago, my goal was really to create a purpose-driven brand in a much more obvious way. And I really made a promise to myself when I left my professional career that I was going to make something that really made a difference and that mattered to me, because those are things that are really important. And so while I really love wine, I think it's a really important part of people's lives, I am much more passionate about farming and creating the 365-degree farming lifestyle, or Napa lifestyle for people, so that when they come to visit, they're not just trying amazing wine. A lot of places can do that. They're actually getting to experience the Napa of my childhood. So what drove me was actually to reintroduce consumers to Napa as an agricultural community first, and a family first community of farmers who are grower producers who actually live in the communities and work around them. And so all of those things led me to create the experience that is the Oasis today.
One thing I love about your property is it feels like it flies in the face of like many of the Napa stigmas. Your property feels super accessible. It does not feel stuffy at all. And I think that I feel at home, and I would be excited to share your property with my family for an afternoon out. I really do feel comfortable here in the sense that many Napa tasting rooms feel like very highbrow, and this is just very relaxed.
I very much appreciate you saying that. I mean, this is a business that was designed by a working mother. We are family owned and operated. We are female run and operated, and it's very important to me to create an environment where I can invite my family, because I can't tell you how many times people would tell me they don't come to Napa anymore because. And a lot of times that was in response to the fact that there is nothing to do if you want to go and travel with your family.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
After spending the day with Lindsay and her team, I was so impressed with their beautiful property. I think one thing that stood out to me that I loved about their experiences is it was so family friendly. They have these wonderful gardens. I think they take great care to make these gardens seasonal. And when it comes to the animals, just the fact that they had so many animals and the biodiversity that comes from that was just so cool to see it. As far as this experience goes, I think our NFT holders will always have the opportunity to go get produce from their farm stand. You'll also have the opportunity to ask for produce to be shipped to you if you're afar. And when it comes to visiting the property, Lindsay and the team said they'd be willing to waive the minimums for any NFT holder and guests. Anyone that purchases the Hoopes Family Vineyard NFT is gonna have the opportunity to shop member-only wines from their wine list. When it comes to the actual tastings from afar, the Hoopes Family Vineyard team is willing to also offer minis. So these 4 minis are a great way to have a nice tasting flight and a digital tasting with their team as well as a part of this NFT. Hoopes Family Vineyard was able to put together an amazing experience, a digital experience, and a wine allocation that I'm really proud of. Come check out the Hoopes Family Vineyard wine NFT on our website, cuveecollective.com. Come join the collective. Cheers.